Thanks for joining me for another episode. In this episode, I'm going to show you how I cook my roast. Maybe you've been cooking it this way, maybe you haven't. This could be another way that you can cook the roast. Now, if you haven't seen my prior videos, I just had a past video that I put on how I cook and prepare a venison steak. Just click over here to the left, my left, your right, and watch this video on how I cooked and prepared the steak. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the roast out here. And as you can see here, it's a pretty good sized roast. This has never been frozen. I just got this back the other day. And I'm going to show you exactly how I cook this up. And what you're going to need is, you're going to need yourself a crock pot. Okay, this I believe is one of the best ways because it makes it super, super tender. And what we're going to do with this roast is we're actually going to make like a pulled pork, but it's going to be a pulled venison. It's really, really good. So basically what you're going to need is you get the crock pot. I'll put the crock pot on high. Okay, for 6 hours. You got the roast. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab chicken broth. Now you can either use chicken broth or you can use beef broth. I prefer the chicken broth. It really gives the venison a really good flavor. So what you're going to want to do, let's open this up. Alright, let's just get this open real quick. So I have the crock pot on high for 6 hours. Now we're simply going to drop the venison roast into the pot. We're going to get the chicken broth. And we're just going to put that all over top of this. Okay, and I'll use this whole container. There was only a little bit missing out of here, so pretty much a whole container. 32 fluid ounces. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so now that you have the roast into the crock pot and you have the chicken broth on there, it's going to cook on high for 6 hours. Alright guys, 6 hours later, and I wanted to give you an update on that roast. So I got the roast all done. I just put it over here. Crock pot, the juices are still in there. I basically it shut off just a bit ago. I let it cool down just a little bit, and I didn't drain the juices or anything out of the roast yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this venison roast out of the crock pot, and I'm going to slowly just kind of break this up. Most of the fat is already removed. I did take a piece or two off before I took it out of there. It was just sitting on the top, and I just kind of removed it. So, and deer naturally is a very, very lean meat, so you really won't have a lot of fat in there either way. Here's a piece here. Set that aside. Okay. So once we get that all nice and broken up there, I'm going to grab a bowl here, and I'm going to dump the juices out of this. Set that there. Alright. So let's just drain the juices out of this crock pot. Okay. Just like that. Now we're going to get this meat. Here comes my dog. He's already smelling this. He's getting a whiff of that. Don't worry, I got a little nice bone for you when we're done. Alright, so I'll get all this together like that. Once I got most of the meat in there, just going to rinse off real quick. Now I'm going to grab my favorite good barbecue sauce right here, and I'm just going to put the barbecue sauce into there. I put a good amount in there because once you put this, mix that all into there, you know, it'll really and once you cook it for another 45 minutes, it just really begins to thicken up. But as you mix this, the meat is just so tender It's literally falling apart as I'm stirring this up. But I'll go through there and I'll break it up a little bit more. I'll put a little bit more sauce in there. Good amount of barbecue sauce. Pretty much whatever you really prefer. But you want to have a good consistency as you're stirring this around, so when you're putting it on the roll, it doesn't taste too dry. Having that extra sauce in there. Once it looks pretty good, I'm just going to take it back over. I'm going to plug this in here, and I'm going to let this cook on high. So that's it. I have it back on. It's cooking now. It'll cook for the next 45 minutes, and then I'll just place it on warm, and it'll be ready to serve. So hopefully you enjoy this recipe. Any questions on this, shoot a comment below. Thanks for watching.